This is how to install the battery in the Sea-Doo jet ski. First thing you need to do is open up the front compartment, and in this compartment there's going to be, you can kind of see it, a lot of times this will be attached in here, and you just would unattach this because you have to remove these here plates. And on the bottom these plates will have a little plug like this in them, and that little plug is down in to these holes. There's a hole here and a hole here that they're in, and the little pin is usually pushed in all the way, and so you just take a little bitty flat screwdriver to kind of pry that little pin part out, and then it lets you actually pull the thing out. So you actually have to, this will be pushed in, and then you have to pry that up, and that's how it does it. Then you take that out, pull it out so that it releases. And then it just comes apart, and then it allows you to just pull it right out, and then it lets you remove these guys here, which I will do. Alright, I've actually put the battery in there already, or set it in there, so that you can see how it situates. There are, on the sides of it, there are two, it's harder to see it down in there, but it's down in there. There is a 1/2 inch, and it's a 1/2 inch head screw, or bolt I should say, there, and then one on the other side as well. So there's one over there that you are trying to get in to see. And the easiest way to put the battery in with the bolts, because it's a son of a gun, and you have to be on top of the bolts, because if they fall down in there it's a nightmare. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go into the garage, and you're going to find this long extension that we've got in there, and then snap on a 1/2 inch socket to it, and then put the bolts. There's some holes inside of this thing, and there, now you can really get a good see of that. There's some holes inside of this, and put the bolts in with the washers in this as you're setting it down in there, and then do one at a time, and make sure that when you put it down in here you don't pop the bolt out so that it falls out of the holes that this is in. And just kind of set it down in here and start one side at a time. Don't worry about the other side. Just make it so that the other side doesn't pop its bolt out so that it falls out. Just kind of let it sit in there loose, just like I've got this one, and then work on one side of it. And then just take the one side, try to line it up, get it lined up, and then just take your, without the socket wrench on it, and just take it, set it on top of there, and then kind of jimmy it around, and you can lift it up, and you can try to line yourself up and get your hole, and then just get it started enough so that it takes, and then do the same thing on the other side and get it started enough then when it takes. Okay, now you'll need to tighten it up, and just tighten it so that it's firm. Don't over tighten it, but tighten it so it's firm. And then one thing that is sometimes complicated, or something that's to remember, is you have to put this little pack of electronic stuff back on here, and on the underside of this there is a little lip, and that little lip goes on top of this little lip right here, and then you can see down here there's these little kind of clips, but they're not clips, they're just little holders, and those little holders have to slide underneath the battery. See how I slid it underneath, and there's a hole in that battery container. That hole means nothing, but it just slides underneath there, and it just kind of creates a little pressure point. So put it out, make it so that the ledge comes on top of this here, and then get both sides of that thing to situate underneath. So it's underneath, and it's underneath right now, so you can see that it's underneath. You should be able to see the little hole, and then that actually kind of secures that and makes that thing so that it doesn't bounce around. And that's all it is. It doesn't lock in or anything like that. It just kind of sits in there like that, as long as you've got it pressured underneath, and you got it so that you can see the holes, and it's underneath like that. It'll ride. Once you get the battery in there, it'll ride firm, and then that's it. And then the last thing is one thing you got here is this is the kill switch kind of an item here, I believe, but make sure that that is in a spot where it doesn't pinch or rub throughout the season. So now it's nice and loose here, and I'm going to kind of set it over there, make sure it's not rubbing up against this as far as being pinched in there more so than rubbing. Just kind of get it sat down in there, and then you've got your neutral and your hot over here to plug in, and you should be good to go.